Look, I know what you're thinking. Driving for Uber at night? That's gotta be crazy, right? Well, yeah. Yes. But the pay's better after midnight, and I needed the money. Student loans don't care if you're scared of the dark. I've been doing this for 3 years now. Picked up drunk college kids, cheating spouses, night shift workers who smell like French fry grease. You name it. I thought I'd seen it all. I was wrong. What happened last Thursday night? It changed everything. I don't drive anymore. Not at night. Not ever. And after you hear what I'm about to tell you, you might think twice about getting into a stranger's car after dark. This is that story. It started like any other Thursday. I logged into the app around 11 p.m., grabbed my usual black coffee, no sugar, and headed toward downtown. That's where the money is. Bars closing, restaurants shutting down, people needing rides home. The first few pickups were normal. A couple arguing about whether pineapple belongs on pizza. A guy who wouldn't stop talking about crypto. Standard stuff. Then, around 1:30 in the morning, I got a ping from the old industrial district on the east side. You know the area I'm talking about. Abandoned warehouses, broken streetlights, the kind of place where bad things happen in movies. I almost declined it. The pickup location was in the middle of nowhere, no businesses around, just empty lots and chain link fences. But the fare was good, really good. Surge pricing had kicked in, and this one ride would cover half my night. So I accepted. I shouldn't have. I pulled up to the address, or what I thought was the address. There was nothing there. Just an empty parking lot next to a warehouse with all its windows busted out. No streetlights. No people. I checked my phone. This was definitely the spot. I waited. 1 minute. 2 minutes. I was about to cancel when I saw her. She came walking out from between two buildings, moving fast, like she was in a hurry. Or running from something. Mid-20s maybe. Dark hair. Wearing jeans and a white hoodie. Nothing weird about her appearance, but something felt off. The way she moved. Too stiff. Too focused. She got in the back seat without saying a word. Hey, I said, trying to sound friendly. Heading to Maple Street, right? She didn't answer, just stared straight ahead. I glanced in the rearview mirror. Her face was pale, really pale. And her eyes, they looked wet, like she'd been crying. But her expression was blank, empty. You okay back there? I asked. Finally, she spoke. Her voice was quiet, flat. Just drive. Red flag number 1. But I needed the money. So I put the car in drive and headed toward her destination. The first few minutes were silent. Uncomfortable, silent. I tried making small talk, asked about her night, the weather, anything. She didn't respond, just kept staring out the window. I turned on some music, low volume, just to fill the dead air. That's when I noticed something in the rearview mirror. She wasn't blinking. I'm serious. I watched her for a solid 30 seconds, and she didn't blink once. Just stared out that window with those wet, glassy eyes. My hands started sweating on the wheel. So, big night? I tried again. Nothing. I turned the music up a little, tried to focus on the road. We were passing through a residential area now, quiet streets, houses with their lights off, everyone asleep. Then she spoke again. Do you ever think about dying? I almost swerved into the other lane. Excuse me? Dying, she repeated, still not looking at me. Do you think about it? What it feels like? My heart was pounding now. That's kind of a heavy question for 1 in the morning. She didn't respond, just went back to staring. I checked the app. Still 8 minutes to her destination. 8 minutes alone in a car with this woman who was asking me about death. Red flag number 2. We hit a red light on Morrison Avenue. Empty intersection. No other cars around. That's when she leaned forward. Close. Too close. I could feel her breath on the back of my neck. I need you to make a stop, she whispered. Your destination's already set, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Maple Street, right? I need you to stop at Riverside Cemetery. My blood went cold. Riverside Cemetery. That place is huge, hundreds of acres, been around since the 1800s. And it's locked at night. Gates close at sunset. What? I can't do that, I said. It's closed, and it's not on the way. She leaned even closer. Her voice dropped to barely a whisper. Please. I need to see someone. The light turned green. I hit the gas, maybe a little too hard. Look, I'm taking you to your destination. That's it. I don't make unauthorized stops. She sat back, quiet again. But in the rearview mirror, I saw her smile. Not a happy smile. Not even a sad one. It was wrong. All wrong. That's when I noticed her hands. They were resting on her lap, and they were filthy, covered in dirt, like she'd been digging. My phone buzzed. Text message. I glanced down for just a second. It was from Uber. A notification. Passenger has updated destination, Riverside Cemetery. What? I never approved that. I looked in the mirror. She was still smiling. How did you? Just drive, she said again. I should have pulled over right there, kicked her out, called the cops, something, but I didn't. I just kept driving, like I was on autopilot. We took a left on Riverside Drive. The cemetery gates came into view about a quarter-mile ahead. Stop here, she said suddenly. I pulled over to the shoulder. My hands were shaking. She opened the door, but didn't get out. Just sat there for a moment. Can I ask you something? She said. I didn't answer. Do you believe in second chances? What? She turned to look at me then. Really look at me. And that's when I saw it. Her eyes weren't wet from crying. They were reflecting light that wasn't there. I died here, she said calmly. 3 months ago. Car accident. Right where you're parked. My entire body went numb. I've been trying to get back ever since. To tell someone. To make them understand. You're not real. She laughed. It sounded like wind through broken glass. I'm as real as the air you're breathing. As real as the fear you're feeling right now. She stepped out of the car. Thank you for the ride. The door slammed shut. I sat there for I don't know how long. 10 minutes. 20. My whole body was shaking. Finally, I looked in the back seat. Empty. Obviously. But there, on the seat where she'd been sitting, was a pile of dirt. Fresh dirt. Cemetery dirt. And something else. A hospital bracelet. I picked it up with trembling fingers. There was a name on it. Sarah Mitchell. And a date. The date was from 3 months ago. I pulled out my phone and Googled the name. The first result was an obituary. Sarah Mitchell, 24, died in a car accident on Riverside Drive. Survived by her parents and younger sister. The article included a photo. It was her. Same face. Same dark hair. Same white hoodie she was wearing in her profile picture. I threw my phone on the passenger seat and drove. Drove straight home doing 80 in a 45 zone. Didn't care. I just needed to get out of there. When I got home, I couldn't sleep. I opened the Uber app and looked at my trip history. The ride to Riverside Cemetery was there. Completed. 5-star rating. But here's the thing that made me delete the app and never drive again. The payment method listed on the ride, it showed as paid. But when I checked my earnings, there was no money. $0. Like the ride never happened. Or like she paid with something that doesn't exist anymore. I still have that hospital bracelet. I keep it in a drawer. Sometimes, late at night, I think about Sarah Mitchell. about what she said, about second chances, and I wonder how many other drivers have picked her up. How many times she's made that same ride, trying to get back to the place where she died, trying to tell her story to anyone who'll listen. Last week, I saw a post in a rideshare drivers forum. Someone describing a passenger who got in their car near the industrial district. A woman in a white hoodie, pale face, didn't blink, asked to go to Riverside Cemetery. The driver said when they refused, the woman just smiled and whispered, "Someone will take me eventually." "Someone always does," I replied to the post. Told them to cancel the ride, to drive away and never look back. I don't know if they listened. I hope they did, because some passengers aren't looking for a ride home. They're looking for someone to share their nightmare with. And once you let them in your car, once you hear their story, it becomes your nightmare too. I haven't driven for Uber in 3 months now, but sometimes, late at night, my phone still buzzes. A notification. A ride request from the industrial district. The passenger name is always different, but the destination is always the same. Riverside Cemetery. I never accept, but the requests keep coming. And I know, deep down, that one night I might be desperate enough to say yes again. That's the thing about driving at night. You never really know who's getting in your car. And sometimes, by the time you figure it out, it's already too late to turn back.